is gonna be a drunk vlog. I've tried to make it a couple times, but I've been too drunk to like get through what I was trying to say. So we'll see how this time goes, but maybe I'm just not up to it. It's not a serious thing. I think I generally drink beer, and I haven't really been drinking hard liquor in a while. Not on purpose, just because like since I don't have a fridge, I haven't had as much you know, I haven't had much place to like store stuff that I would make mixed drinks from, so I've just been drinking beer, even though my preferred drink is vodka. Anyway, I just got some vodka and I've just I think my body just like wasn't prepared for how it makes me feel. I got very drunk today, which was kind of fun. Yeah. So I have been, I tried wearing my Vogue mask today when I went to Whole Foods. I'm just going to do a review of that experience. So, in general, I keep being like, wow, there's no reason to really describe what's going on because we're all pretty much going through the same thing. Even though, it's happening at different times in different places. Not on the exact same timeline, but, and obviously, like in New York, it's much worse than it is here, I think. But yeah, so anyway, this is a specific regional thing. For the last few falls, there have been horrible fires in the North Bay area, and it's caused people to die and lose their homes and lots of really horrible things. And on the much more trivial side, in San Francisco and in other places like south of the fires, the air quality has been really bad. And a lot of the time, the city would like send out a warning saying that if you were like physically fragile or old, you shouldn't go outside because the air quality could really hurt you. Yeah, so I guess it's weird because like even though it's not actually the same thing at all, just like emotionally, kind of like narratively as a person, it feels like sort of foreshadowing for the current situation because like I don't know, just in terms of the way it felt, like the way life felt, it did feel kind of like this. Like there was like a sense of guilt about like taking my client out, and you would see people wearing masks all the time, and like there was a sense of anxiety where like it was like you didn't really know how dangerous this was. And like in retrospect, like I feel like it wasn't that dangerous. Like at least you weren't harming other people. Like you only had the potential of harming yourself. But it wasn't as big a deal as this is. Anyway, so back in the day, people were trying really hard to get masks, but like basically anybody who actually read anything would realize that surgical masks like weren't actually enough to protect from the air quality, and that you needed to use like specific kinds of masks like with filters. N95, I think is what they're called. But obviously they were all sold out of like every store, and it was like impossible to buy them online. Somebody I knew got their parent who lived like really far away to like buy them in store and like mail them to them, and that was how they were able to get them. I think that was my roommate at the time, and I think she gave me one, so I still have one, I guess. But anyway, so I ended up ordering a Vogue mask, which are these kind of like, I don't know, kind of like fashion masks, which I would guess are probably made for people who are chronically ill with like, what's it called? I should know because I'm hypermobile, and it's something that a lot of hypermobile people have. Mast cell activation syndrome, I think it's called. I think that's one of the things where you have like really strong allergic reactions. Anyway, so I think that's who those masks are kind of made for, and they have filters. And they're washable fabric masks. I will show you mine if you're curious, I guess. So this is it. I just, which side is I think this is the top. I just hand washed it, so it's kind of drying off. Anyway, I had that, and obviously like we're all being encouraged not to wear masks if we're not sick, and that's reasonable. I think the reason that that's being encouraged is because we don't really need them, and it's much more important to either have it if you're sick and you don't want other people to catch COVID, or if you're a healthcare worker and they don't really have them when they need them right now. So yeah, it's yet another supply that they need and don't have. So I think that's why we're being encouraged not to use masks. But I feel like if you have a mask, you know, it's theoretically possible that you could be, I mean, it's quite possible that, you know, any of us could be asymptomatic and positive and not know it. And so if we wear a mask when we go out, that does reduce the chance of us passing it on. So I thought I would try to wear it out. And then another thing is that, like, I have allergies right now, and it's kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm over worrying about it, but obviously, like, when you have allergies, like, you do end up having to, like, blow your nose or do something when you sneeze, like, even if it's just hold your nose. I seem to have grown out of that, but, like, when I was a kid, whenever I sneezed, I would hold my nose, and, like, every adult in my life was, like, freaking out about it and that I was going to lose my hearing from doing this. I don't know if that's a real thing. But anyway, if you're sneezing all the time and you have allergies, like, you are going to have to be touching your face, and so, like, I'm kind of like, and, like, you know, if I'm out and about and I have to, like, blow my nose in something and then, like, I don't have anywhere to throw it, then I'm just kind of freaking out because I feel like I'm getting germs everywhere. Even if I'm not sick, like, just having allergies does kind of cause a lot of, you know, body fluids to be going around. So yeah, anyway, so I was thinking it might be a good idea to wear the mask because of that as well, just to kind of, you know, not have to deal with the allergy issue leading to me, like, spreading germs around and touching my face, I guess, which could also lead to me getting stuff. I guess I'm just, like, given that I'm fairly young and, like, don't really have immune problems as far as I know, I'm not that worried about me getting something. I just feel really, you know, I think most of us just feel really worried about our possibility to, like, really harm other people if we pass it on and we don't know we have it, which is so possible. So anyway, I practiced wearing my mask. I did not like it. First of all, as soon as I put it on, I thought that I smelled the kind of, like, North Bay fire smoke, which is not correct because I washed it. But I think I just kind of associated the feeling and smell of the inside of the mask with that whole experience. And I found it really difficult to manage taking it off and putting it on and putting it away and all of this other stuff. And I felt like I was touching my face and everything else and making much more of a mess in the process of doing that. And most of all, I think being outside and being able to look at and smile at people and just, like, all those kind of small micro interactions that you do with your face feel so important right now. And I think, like, not being able to do them isn't great. I mean, to clarify, I'm not being like, oh, I want to interact with people and have feelings, so I don't care about safety. Like, if I actually, you know, thought that wearing a mask was, like, really important, then I definitely would. But as it is, this was just something I was trying. And because I did have the mask, I'm not using a mask that, like, I could be giving to someone else. I just already had it. I think if I was willing to wear it and it wasn't a problem, it would be slightly better to wear it. And I'll probably try wearing it again, but I wasn't super, I didn't really like wearing it, and I probably will not wear it next time I go out. What else? Yeah, I think, like, anybody making a video about how they're, like, bummed out about staying home and how they don't like wearing a mask because it's uncomfortable, like, we're all just sounding like assholes right now, given the situation. But, it is what it is.